From Charlotte, North Carolina, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is Heat, Episode 5, the pre-show, just before this week's edition of Raw Week 10. And well, there you saw, right there, that right there was a moment that happened, if anything, a couple minutes before the show actually started earlier on in the night. The Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe, saying, you know, he's not going to treat this as a demotion of sorts. Of course, Joe currently the number one contender to the United States Championship, and while other people would think being on Heat can really be considered a demotion, Joe, he's not going to complain about like majority of the rest of the roster, to be fair. So little subtle shots right there by Samoa Joe. But if anything here tonight, Joe will face off against that man right there in the ring. The ever so fun-loving Wwe Jose, who's also, well, he's fun-loving, but he's also winless. Big 0 on that little statistic. But can he pick up a huge major upset against this man? It's definitely going to be a tough task as he's going to face off against the number one contender to the United States Championship.
And his opponent from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 282 pounds, Samoa Joe!
The Samoan submission machine, originally it was a win back in Raw Week 4, that Battle Royal to become no contender to the US title of AJ Styles in the first place. Then it was the loss at Money in the Bank. And of course, AJ Styles retained the title back in Money in the Bank all the way back in Week 4, a month ago. But then, if anything, shortly after that, past couple weeks, both on Heat and Raw, Joe has been picking up more momentum over the likes of Robert Roode, Ethan Carter III, and Eric Young. And well, it was only at the end of last week, Joe choking out AJ Styles. Joe is back to focusing on AJ Styles and his United States Championship. Of course, Joe, after victory over Robert Roode a couple weeks ago on Raw, he did declare that it doesn't matter whoever wins the US title, whether it be AJ retains or Ricochet gets the best of AJ Styles and finally walks away with the United States Championship, Joe will target them for the US title after their little rivalry was over. And well, it concluded last week in Ricochet's rematch clause matchup, his rematch after losing that one night stand Extreme Rules for the title. And so, after AJ retained the title last week in their main event of Raw Week 9, Joe choking out AJ Styles, muscle buster and everything, Samoa Joe is back to targeting the United States Champion. But now, if anything here, you gotta admit, Wwe Jose actually off to a pretty good start here. If anything, Snake Eyes in the corner. And well, if anything, a little over a month ago, back when we still had the main event of the show, Wwe Jose did have a loss to AJ Styles. Back on the main event episode, that was a non-title contest. And now Joe here, paintbrushes him with that slap. What a backhand too. And now chop to the chest, and now chops in the corner as well. 2 to be exact. And now to the opposite corner we go. And let's show this right here. It's classic Samoa Joe, the back elbow, insecurity combination, taking down Wwe Jose. This right here could definitely be a major upset if Wwe Jose could knock off Samoa Joe here tonight, ruin his momentum of sorts. Joe still with his rematch clause. Ricochet immediately cashed this in, literally 24 hours after he originally failed to beat AJ for a title 8 nights ago at the One Night Stand Extreme Rules pay-per-view. But look at this again, back elbow insecurity, never fails, knocking No Way Jose loopy. But Joe back to targeting AJ. Now wait a minute here. Oh! Ringing the neck across the rope after grabbing the leg. No Way Jose found an opportunity. Joe was telling Jose to get back inside the ring. Joe was ready for him, but he wasn't really ready for that. Got the leg picked off from underneath him and oh! That right there, little tiny double X handle of sorts. And No Way Jose, he's feeling it. He has Joe grounded, he has him down. You best believe the phenomenon as his champion AJ Styles has to be watching this matchup back at home. He's not scheduled to be here tonight for Raw Week 10. However, who is are the former Raw Tag Team Champions. Oh, hold that thought. Headbutted by Samoan. That never is a good thing. That always hurts like hell. And now, wait a minute here from the fireman's carry position. Lays him down. Plants him down on the mat. Does Joe. And a knee drop to follow suit. Well, if anything, Luke Gallows, Carlson, former Raw Tag Team Champions. Of course, losing those titles to Ricochet and Braun Strowman on Wednesday Extreme Rules. Of course, if you do not already know, Ricochet had 2 matches in one night, 8 nights ago. First winning the Raw Tag titles with Braun Strowman, then failing to capture the United States Championship from AJ Styles. Powerbomb, buckle bomb, if anything, in the corner right there by Joe. Snapmare, and now the chop across the back, and a kick across the chest. And now, oh wait, Jose immediately back up. Joe, he can't believe it. No, Jose, a new breath of life, I guess you could say. Adrenaline rush on his part, and oh, blocks the punch of Joe. And Joe here, cornered up against the ropes, never mind. No Way Jose holding his all against Samoa Joe here. I have to admit, I wasn't expecting this, to be fair. Another stare-off here between these two, and oh. Fireman's carry reversal, and Joe here punches to the gut, paintbrushes him with multiple slaps. And well, Joe, he's done playing games, hoists him up, Uranagi. No Way Jose, he was doing good for a couple of seconds, you have to admit. But Joe, he's done toying around, he's done playing with his prey. It's time to put an end to this in Samoa Joe's mind. AJ Styles watching on closely from home. At least you have to assume this could be his fate. In a matter of weeks or months, the Muscle Buster. Taking down No Way Jose. And now Joe here. Shoots the half center of the ring, no rope breaks in sight. And there will be all she wrote. Samoa Joe, another victory. Joe, 4 straight victories in a row now. 2 on Heat, 2 on Raw. Had victories over the likes of Ethan Carter III and No Way Jose, as you saw right there moments ago. Both of which on Heat, and past couple weeks against Robert Roode and Eric Young on Raw. 4 straight victories ever since Samoa Joe failed to capture the U.S. title from AJ Styles at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Joe bouncing back a little bit here. Currently has his rematch clause. Question is, when is he going to cash it in? Or is when, well, General Manager John Bradshaw layfield wants JBO going to give Joe his rematch clause matchup? We shall see. Whether it be in a matter of weeks, it could even be months to be fair. In all honesty, but that man right there, Samoa Joe, is victorious here tonight to open things up on Heat. Of course, only the first match of 2 matches here tonight on the pre-show. That is Heat Episode 5, as in tonight's main event. It's kind of a rematch of sorts from last week. Mysterio, victory over Scott Dawson last week on Heat. This week he takes on the other half of the Revival and Dash Wilder. Can Ray officially be 2-2 against the Revival? We shall see. That right there will be tonight's main event. But if anything, in your main show, Raw Week 10, in the main show's main event, Seth Rollins takes on the Arse Pain and Handicap matchup. This all stems off from what happened last week between GM, JBL, and of course former champion and Seth Rollins. Let's take a recap back to what happened last week to how we got here for tonight's main event.
The Raw Rebound.
Whoa, well that's a big matchup right there. Rollins laying down the challenge, and wait a second, we all know that voice. It's Bradshaw. Well, solid point right there by JBL. He is the Raw General Manager. Yet again, another solid point. This is live television. We need to announce things beforehand. Wait, a handicap match? Huh. Well, it's safe to say that JBL doesn't like Rollins trying to book his own show. And so, Seth Rollins next week in a handicap match. The question is, wait a second. Cameras can pan back here. Commotion in the ring, if anything. That's Akam and Razor. Those are the authors of pain. Assaulting Rollins, blindsided him. Well, JBL, we saw him make the announcement on the Titantron, and it seems like I know who Rollins' two opponents next week are gonna be. Yo, after trying to book his own rematch here tonight. And now look at this, what a power bomb. The referee feels that one, and now the ref trying to check on Rollins here, but the authors of pain just not giving just an opening for the ref to check on Rollins, and now to the outside he goes. And look at that, the intensity in the eyes of Akam. The authors of pain have laid Seth Rollins to waste here tonight on Monday Night Raw, and Rollins trying to will himself back to his feet. He can't. His body has seemingly shut down. Well, Rollins, in the words of JBL, he spit off more than he can chew. Rollins wanted competition, he got competition. And so, here's the graphic. Next week, your main event, it's a handicap matchup. Seth Rollins faces off against both members of the Authors of Pain, and Akam and Razor. Rollins, he is in seemingly hot water, hot boiling water, with General Manager John Bradshaw layfield.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Scott Dawson, representing the Revival from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, weighing in at 223 pounds, Dash Wilder.
And well, there you saw the Raw rebound to what happened last week on Raw. You know, it was after Cesaro's victory over Kurt Hawkins last week on Raw, where Seth Rollins walked down the ring and in a way kind of spoiled Cesaro's celebration. Not fully, they has already crossed paths, and well, Cesaro, he wished luck on Rollins winning back the Universal title. Rollins, he also wished luck on Cesaro, you know, winning the King Ring tournament. Of course, once the main show begins, Cesaro, he'll have his quarterfinal matchup a part of the King Ring tournament, at least for the Raw side, as he takes on Ethan Carter III. Last week, The Miz picked up victory over Sami Zayn.
And his opponent from San Diego, California, weighing in at 175 pounds, Rey Mysterio!
And well, if anything, a man that has some sort of history to an extent against former Universal Champion Seth Rollins, since we are currently on the subject of Seth Rollins, that's Rey Mysterio. Ladies and gentlemen, Rey Mysterio has in a way been Mr. 5-star bout. Majority of his matches has been truly spectacular. Rey, the thing is though, the common problem for Rey Mysterio here in Universe Mode has been he's had great match of the night every time we've seen Rey Mysterio on the card. It's just that he hasn't gotten victories. Last week, Rey finally got his first victory here in Universe Mode as he knocked off that man right there you see at ringside in Scott Dawson in last week's main event of Heat. But all the other matches before then, Rey, he's had losses. If anything, I'd like to think currently, Raw Week 4, the go-home show, just before Money in the Bank, just before Seth Rollins defended the Universal title against Drew McIntyre. Rey Mysterio took on Seth Rollins in a non-title contest. I still like to think that right there is the best matchup in the short lineage of Universe Mode. Best matchup in the short Universe Mode history so far. Raw Week 4, Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio. Best matchup of the series so far, if you ask me. But Rey Mysterio, he came up short. Along with that, came up short to Cesaro a couple weeks ago as well. Cesaro, Rey Mysterio had a great matchup as well. Along with that was also Rey Mysterio taking on Mark Henry as well a couple weeks ago. That way there was a losing effort for Rey. Now, German suplex. Wilder was taunting out wrestling Rey Mysterio. And Rey, Wilder was turned around, wasn't all that smart. Don't turn your back on someone that's mighty and that's experienced. As Rey Mysterio the kick across the back right there. And also gets a little bit of the shoulder as well. And now wait a second here, Scott Dawson trying to cause a distraction here. And now Dash Wilder, he could actually take control. Misses the clothesline, one idiot. But gets the chop block. And now, if anything, DDT to follow suit. And now look at this again, that chop block. To take out the leg. And now actually gonna work on the leg as well here. And now a couple of punches across the knee here. Rey Mysterio, of course, Rey. He's had surgeries 5 times in that left knee. And now, Wilder gonna target the legs here of Rey Mysterio. It's probably been more than 5 times by this point. Go there, I don't even think it matters. And I'm gonna wrench down on that neck here. And Scott Dawson, he watches on. He's pretty proud of the work that Dash Wilder's doing so far. And now Rey here, a couple punches across the gut. Another one across the head. And a forearm shot as well. And another one here. And Rey Mysterio, he was going to build up some more momentum from those strikes. Wilder going to stop him in his tracks. Big forearm smash across the face. And just like that, Rey is in trouble here. Of course, strategy here against an opponent like Rey Mysterio, you need to keep him grounded. Take out the legs. Take out the lower back. Or just the back in general, to be fair. Make sure your opposition is not able to climb those ropes and fly from them, whether it be the turnbuckle post or anything else, the ropes as well, especially. No springboards, no dives. No, inverted time drop to lower Manhattan, that goes. And now, wait a minute, Dash Wilder here from the second rope. This is rare, sunset flip right there. The Revival, and of course, current Cruiserweight Champion Drew Gulak, their motto is no flips, just fist. Well, that's the Revival of anything. The motto for Cruiserweight Champion over on SmackDown, Drew Gulak, is really no flips, just really technical wrestling. But both similar, to be fair. At least in their motos, in their ideals, I guess I could say. Ideals, yeah, sure. That'll be about accurate. But now, if anything, someone that's gonna flip here against the Revival's rule is Rey Mysterio, taking them down right there, using the ropes for his assistance to nail that Frankensteiner / Hurricane Rana. And now Rey here, Dash Wilder dazed, forearm shot as well, and now gonna wrench on the arm here. And now, Wilder gets the elbow across the jaw here. Now fireman's carry position. Rey's in trouble. Oh my god. Okay. Turns down around, lands on the knee here. An inverted side breaker of sorts into a cover, shooting the half that right there. Perhaps, potentially that could have been it. That was the point of the knee, straight to the rib cage, if anything. I was expecting it to be a backbreaker, turned into a side breaker. And now here we go, gonna work on that knee yet again here. Taking out the legs to Rey Mysterio. There's a extremely smart idea here. And now, look at this right here. The legs are tangled up. Wrenching back on the neck. It works inside like a dragon sleeper. Except you're also working on the legs. But Rey right there connects to that drop kick. And now Rey Mysterio here, looking to go high risk and looking to have a high reward. And smart right there. Dash Wilder rolling out of the way. Scott Dawson, he looks pretty proud of what his partner just did right there. Very smart on his part. Rey's back up here. And now Wilder up. We saw No USA do that to Samoa Joe a couple minutes ago to open up here tonight on Heat. Back suplex right there. And you gotta admit, Dash Wilder so far is faring a little bit better than Scott Dawson did last week. Of course, as we're here tonight, is the main event of Heat episode 5. Up next in a matter of minutes will be Raw Week 10, the main show. That is Raw Week 10. main event, big time main event, Seth Rollins and the Irish of Pain. Oh! Double knee facebuster taking down Rey Mysterio. Of course, that right there would be one half of the Shatter Machine that Dash and Dawson would usually do. But with one man, that right there would just be one half of the move, and oh, Rey barely getting out of it, kicking out at 2, and now Dash Wilder here in disbelief stomps, mobile stomps to the upper back, maybe even a little bit of the neck of Rey Mysterio. He was perhaps gonna punt kick him in the ribs, licked him a little bit in the back, didn't get all of it, and oh, claps the ears, got a lot of that one. And now right here, a tough predicament here, gotta admit, Dash Wilder is doing amazing here in this main event here tonight on Heat. And oh, Rey. So Days, never mind, perhaps playing possum, you gotta think, fooled me. And now here we go, now DT from the second rope right there. Rey Mysterio with the offense. Scott Dawson watches on, he's not too proud of that one. And now Rey here gets the leg. And now Rey, forearm shot as well. Oh, missed that second one. Dash Wilder now after the kick has Rey up yet again. We saw this maneuver earlier and again takes him down. That side breaker does a big deal on those ribs, you gotta think. The ribs, the legs, everything of Rey Mysterio has to be hurt. No, misses the double knee face buster. And now wait a second here. Rey, whole bunch of tilt-a-whirl head scissors and turns it into the Hurricane Rana, into the ropes, and the 619 out of nowhere. Usually it would just be a regular Hurricane Rana, but Rey turned it from a tilt-a-whirl head scissors into a Hurricane Rana, draped across the ropes, and now gonna drop the dime with the frog splash. Scott Dawson trying to get the attention of the referee to no avail, and just like that, in the blink of an eye, Rey Mysterio pulls out the victory in tonight's main event. That was spectacular. Usually it'll be the tilt-a-whirl head scissors that will be its own offensive maneuver. It will be the tilt-a-whirl head scissors that will be its own maneuver, and then it'll also be the Hurricane / Frankensteiner that will end up draping Rey's opponent across the ropes. But Rey turned it from tilt-a-whirl head scissors into a Hurricane to be draped across the ropes to lead to a 619, which led to a dropping of the dime, which also led, ironically enough, to the victory. And Scott Dawson trying to plead to the referee. Good luck with that. No, that decision was as clear as day. Rey Mysterio 2-2 against the Revival. Victory over Scott Dawson last week. Victory over Dash Wilder here tonight on Heat episode 5. But if anything, when the main show begins, big time action. Cesaro takes on Ethan Carter III, second matchup on the Raw side of the King of the Ring tournament. Last week, The Miz beating Sami Zayn. Last week on SmackDown, Mr. Money Bank Buddy Murphy beating Kane for the third time as well. But if anything, there you see the 2 one-night stand Extreme Rules rematches and the 2 title matches in general. Gallows, Nares, and they get the rematch for the Raw Tag titles. They take on Ricochet and Braun Strowman. Of course, Ricochet and Braun Strowman win those titles 8 nights ago. And allowing that, the undefeated Naomi puts up her title one more time against Lacey Evans. There is Lacey Evans' final opportunity at the Raw Women's Championship. Allowing that, your main event, big time main event, Seth Rollins is in hot water with GM manager John Bradshaw layfield. This could be the judgment day of Rollins. He takes on the Authors of Pain. That right there is your main event when the main show of Raw Week 10 begins.